I used to think my bedroom was fine, not too messy, and some days I even cleaned it really well. But still there was this feeling of heaviness. Like even when the bed was made and the sheets were fresh, my mind didn't feel calm. Then I realized a bedroom isn't just a place to sleep. It's where you recharge. And when everything around you is cluttered, your brain doesn't switch off. It stays quietly busy. That's what makes you tired even in your own space. What actually helped wasn't doing more, it was shifting how I did things. Small changes, simple habits, but in the right order and the right spots. Enough to keep things in place without feeling like a full restart every week. So in this video, I'm sharing exactly what I changed the quiet clutter zones I didn't notice before, and how I handle them now in a way that lasts. 1. The chair. Let me tell you what used to happen in my room. I'd come home, take off my jeans, and think I wore these once they're still fine. I'll fold them later. So I'd drape them over the chair. Next day, same thing with a hoodie, then a dress I thought I might wear again. Within days, it became this awkward pile of half-worn clothes. But here's the truth. This isn't about being lazy. It's about not having a clear system for these in-between clothes. They're not dirty enough to toss in the laundry, but they don't feel fresh enough to go back in the closet. And our brain, especially when tired, hates small, unclear decisions, so we avoid it. And the pile grows. Here's what actually worked for me. I gave these clothes a home. I bought a simple basket with a lid and told myself, anything I want to wear again before washing goes in here. Not on the chair, not on the floor, in the basket. Now when I come home, I don't have to decide. I just drop the clothes in. Done in 2 seconds. And you know what changed? No more clutter chair, no more guilt when I walk into the room. It feels cleaner, and I didn't do more work. I just made the choice easier. 2. The nightstand. A secret stash of stuff you forgot you had. My nightstand drawer used to be a mini junk drawer. It looked fine on the outside, candle, book, maybe a glass of water. But inside, total chaos. Chapsticks. I never used an old bottle of painkillers, a broken phone charger, sticky notes, a random coin purse. It was a mess of, I might need this later. And the worst part, I never actually used any of it. Here's what I realized. When you're overwhelmed or constantly multitasking, it's easy to let little storage spaces like your nightstand become emotional dumping grounds. You tell yourself, I'll deal with this later, but later never comes. So I made a rule. The nightstand is for things I reach for while I'm in bed, nothing more. That means hand cream, eye drops, a phone charger, one small notebook, and maybe my current read, everything else gone. Either tossed or moved somewhere that made more sense. What happened next was kind of surprising. Every time I opened that drawer and saw it neat, I felt calm, like really calm, because that drawer used to represent all the little things I hadn't dealt with. And now it felt like proof that I could be organized without overthinking it. 3. Under the bed. Out of sight isn't out of mind. You know what used to be under my bed? 3 tote bags. I never unpacked after moving. A yoga mat I hadn't touched in a year. A box of random tech cables I didn't want to sort. And one old blanket just in case. I didn't think it mattered. I mean, it's under the bed, right? But something weird kept happening. Even though the room looked clean, it didn't feel clean. Like my brain still registered mess, even if my eyes didn't. And that's because clutter still affects us even when it's hidden. Your body knows when something feels unfinished. So I did one thing. I pulled everything out, wiped it all down, and I made a rule. If it's going under the bed, it has to be in a closed labeled container. No loose bags, no half-filled boxes, no I'll sort this later piles, just clean, contained, clear. And you know what? I slept better. Not because of what I added, but because of what I finally let go of, that low-level noise of, I should really get to that. It's amazing how quiet a room feels when the clutter is really gone, even the kind you forgot about. 4. The bed, your energy center. Not just a place to crash. I used to think a made bed meant a clean bed. As long as the blanket was smoothed out and the pillows looked nice, I'd call it done. But I was wrong, because every night I'd still wake up feeling stuffy. Turns out my headboard, especially the fabric part, was full of dust, and I'd never even cleaned it. Ever. Also, I wasn't washing my sheets often enough, and I didn't own a mattress protector at all. Why this matters: your bed isn't just where you sleep. It's where your body and brain reset. And if it's holding dust, skin oils, or old odors, your nervous system doesn't fully relax. It's like trying to rest in a space your body doesn't trust. So here's what I do now. Every couple weeks, I wipe down the headboard and any artwork near the bed. Especially if you have allergies, this makes a huge difference. Sheets go in the wash every 7 days. I stretch to 10 if life is crazy, but I always come back to the rhythm of weekly laundry. Comforters, throw pillows, blankets. I clean them every 3 to 6 months depending on the weather and how often I use them. And the best change I use, a mattress protector. It's one of those boring but brilliant things that silently makes everything better. It keeps the mattress clean. It's easier to wash, and I sleep better knowing dust mites aren't building up underneath me. What changed for me? My bed doesn't just look fresh, it feels fresh. And when I climb in, I don't bring guilt or overwhelm with me. I bring peace. 5. Horizontal surfaces, where your brain decides if the room feels clean. Have you ever walked into your bedroom, looked around, and instantly felt annoyed? I used to feel that all the time. Even when I had vacuumed, made the bed, and technically cleaned, something still felt off, until I realized it was the surfaces, the top of my dresser, my nightstand, that low bookshelf by the window. Each one had just a little clutter: a used mug, an open envelope, a pair of earrings, a lip balm. Harmless, right? But your eyes land on those things first. And when surfaces look busy, your brain thinks the whole room is messy. So here's what I started doing. Once a week, usually Sunday afternoon, I choose one surface. I take every single thing off, I wipe it down. Then I put back only what actually belongs there mindfully, not in a rush. I ask, do I use this here? Do I like seeing this every day? Is this item earning its spot? If not, it gets moved, tossed, or stored elsewhere. And I don't go minimalist. I still have a candle, a small tray, a few items I love. But now they're placed with intention, not laziness. What this changes: it makes your room feel clean even when the floor's not vacuumed, even when there's laundry in the hamper, because your brain finally has space to rest. Nothing's shouting for attention. 6. Drawers, the hidden mess that still drains you. I used to be proud of myself for hiding the mess. Like, as long as my drawers were closed, who cared what was inside? But the truth? I cared, because every time I opened my pajama drawer or tried to find a tank top, I'd have to dig through a pile of randomness. Things would be crumpled, mismatched, and I'd feel that little jolt of frustration. Not huge, but enough to wear me down over time. Here's the thing: mess behind closed drawers still affects you. Your brain registers it. And when you're already tired, it makes everyday tasks like getting dressed feel harder than they need to be. So I had to stop pretending the drawers didn't matter. But I also had to stop expecting myself to magically fix them all in one go. That never works. You start strong, then burn out halfway through, and it's back to chaos next week. What actually worked: I chose one drawer per week. That's it. I'd pull everything out, sort it quickly, wipe the drawer, and only put back what I actually wore or needed. I didn't fold like Pinterest, I just gave each category a spot. And I added cheap little dividers, even cut-up shoeboxes work. One for socks, one for sleepwear, one for bras. No more mystery piles. What changed? Now when I open a drawer, I don't groan. I don't feel behind. And that small shift makes mornings smoother. Because you're not just getting dressed, you're giving yourself one less reason to feel overwhelmed before the day even starts. 7. Dusting. Start from the top. Especially the spots you never think about. I used to only dust what I could see, the dresser, maybe the nightstand. But somehow the room still felt a little stale, like something wasn't fresh. Then I looked up, literally. The top of the door frame covered in dust. The light fixture, a fuzzy layer I hadn't noticed. The curtain rods, the top of picture frames, all quietly gathering grime. Here's what I learned. Even if it's not in your line of sight, dust affects the air, and your lungs feel it, especially when you're trying to sleep. So instead of waiting for spring cleaning, I now do a 15-minute top-down dusting session once a month. Nothing crazy. My go-to dusting checklist: door frames, ceiling corners, and above the light switch. Top of bookshelves, wardrobes, and the fridge if your room has one. Picture frames, curtain rods, and windowsills. I play music, set a timer, and just do what I can in that time. The impact. The air feels clearer. My room smells fresher even without candles. And I go to bed knowing I'm not sleeping in a quiet cloud of dust. 8. The 5-minute evening reset, your secret weapon against everyday mess. Let me tell you what used to happen. I'd spend hours cleaning on Saturday, only for the room to feel messy again by Wednesday. Why? Because clutter doesn't happen all at once. It builds up quietly every day. You say, "I'll deal with it tomorrow." One shirt left out, a water glass, a blanket not folded, tiny things, but they stack up fast. So I made one small change that made a big difference. Every night, 5 minutes before bed, I reset the room. Here's what I do in those 5 minutes. Toss any dirty clothes into the laundry basket. Fold or hang anything I plan to wear again. Straighten the bedding, even just smoothing out the blanket. Put things back where they belong. Lip balm, notebook, foam cord. That's it. Sometimes I skip it, life happens, but most nights I follow through. And honestly, it saved me from so many "how did this room get so bad again?" moments. The biggest benefit? It gives me closure. Like I've wrapped up the day physically and mentally. And I get to wake up in a space that feels like it's supporting me, not demanding more from me. 9. Make seasonal cleanouts part of your rhythm, not a dreaded event. There was a time when cleaning my closet felt like punishment. I'd open the door, stare at a pile of clothes, and feel instantly overwhelmed. Not just because there were too many, but because so many of them carried feelings. Like that dress I used to love but hadn't worn in years. Or the blazer I bought because it looked professional, but every time I put it on, I took it right back off. Or the jeans that almost fit but never quite did, and made me feel guilty just for existing. So I avoided it for months. Then one day I tried something different. I gave myself one Saturday morning, 30 minutes max, and I told myself, "You're just reviewing, not purging." I pulled out everything that felt iffy, laid them on the bed, and asked one simple question. If I didn't own this, would I choose to buy it today? That changed everything. I didn't have to justify what I kept. I just had to be honest about what no longer fit, not just physically, but emotionally. Now I do this twice a year around April and October. I call it a closet check-in, not a clean-out. Sometimes it's just rotating seasonal clothes. Sometimes I let go of 2 items. Sometimes a whole bag goes. And every single time I feel a little lighter walking into that closet. Like it reflects who I am now, not a version of me I'm no longer trying to be. 10. Let empty space exist. It's not wasted, it's restful. There was a time when I felt uncomfortable with blank space. If there was an empty corner, I'd think, maybe I should get a plant. If a shelf had too much room, I'd add more candles, more books, more baskets. I was filling space just because it was there. But then during one of those closet check-ins, I cleared out the top of my dresser and didn't put anything back right away. No diffuser, no photo frame, just a clean surface. And every time I passed by it, I felt calm. That's when I realized empty space is visual breathing room. It's a pause, a moment of stillness in a house full of reminders, tasks, and stuff. So now I intentionally leave space empty, even if it feels odd at first. One shelf in the closet that holds nothing. A drawer in the bathroom with only 1 row of products. A small section of the nightstand completely bare. I still love cozy corners. I still decorate. But I don't fill just to fill. Because empty space in your home creates empty space in your mind. And when your day is already full, that's the kind of silence you actually need. 11. Accept that maintenance is part of peace, not proof you failed. Here's something I wish someone had told me years ago. Your room getting messy again doesn't mean you failed. I used to get frustrated every time clutter came back. I'd think, didn't I just clean this? Or worse, why can't I keep it together like everyone else? Then I realized even the most peaceful homes get messy. Life moves, kids drop things, you're tired after work, mail piles up. The mess isn't the problem. The problem is believing it's a sign you're doing something wrong. Now I look at it differently. The mess is normal. What matters is how gently can I reset. Like when the chair pile comes back, I don't shame myself. I toss everything into the right basket in 2 minutes and move on. If a drawer is messy, I do 1 drawer on Sunday, not 5. If the surfaces are cluttered, I choose 1 spot, maybe the nightstand, and give it 5 minutes. Even when I miss a week, I don't feel behind, because I've already built systems that make bouncing back easier. Peace isn't about perfection. It's about recovery. And now I can recover quickly, without guilt, without pressure, without turning a small mess into a big emotional spiral. Cleaning your bedroom isn't really about how many shirts you fold or how spotless the corners are. It's about how you feel when you walk into the space, and whether your room gives you peace or pulls more energy from you. Sometimes all you need is 1 small clear spot, a chair that's no longer buried, a surface that isn't overloaded, a drawer that opens without making you sigh, and most of all, a small habit that you can actually keep, not because you should, but because you deserve to rest in a room that doesn't ask anything more from you. If any part of this video made you think, that's me, then start there. Just 1 corner, 1 shift, no pressure to do it all. So what will you start with? The chair, the nightstand, that 1 drawer you haven't opened in months. Leave a comment below, not to show off your progress, but just to remind yourself you're showing up for your own peace. And if you'd like more quiet, practical content that helps your home and your mind feel a little lighter, feel free to subscribe. No pressure, just calm support 1 video at a time. Tomorrow I'll be sharing how I reset my kitchen, especially when the fridge is chaotic, the counters are crowded, and even the sink feels overwhelming. If your kitchen is the space that drains you most right now, that video might be exactly what you need.